Good morning, welcome to CATEX-TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. This is a live broadcast from Princeton, New Jersey. Today is Thursday, October 29th, 2009. It's 11:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in the U.S. It's 3:30 p.m. in London. It's 10:30 a.m. in Mexico City. If you need to reach us during the broadcast, you can phone in toll-free at 1-866-67-CATEX. Overseas, our AOL instant mail address is CATEX-TV. This day in history, in 1948, a killer smog composed of coal and carbon and zinc particulates from surrounding plants in Donora, Pennsylvania, killed 20 people. Also in 1929, this was the infamous Black Tuesday, not to be confused with the previous day, which was Black Monday, or 4 days earlier, which was Black Thursday. But finally, on Black Tuesday, after trading 16.5 million shares, the bottom finally fell out of the New York Stock Exchange. That was it. We'll go to our main news and see what's happening. Speaking of economic news, the American economy expanded at a 3.5% annual pace in the third quarter, as massive government stimulus helped pull the economy out of the deepest recession since the 1930s. Along with improvements in key monthly figures on output and sales, the rise in real GDP means that the so-called Great Recession is likely over in a technical sense, even as further job cuts occur. It was the first increase in real GDP in a year, and it was the strongest growth in 2 years, according to the government. Before growing in the June to September quarter, the U.S. economy had shrunk for 4 straight quarters. That's the first time that had happened since the Great Depression. More reinsurance company numbers are coming in. Everest Re's profits really jumped up to about $229 million for the third quarter, driven by strong operating income and a recovery, of course, in the financial markets. The reinsurer, which logged a net loss of $233 million for the same period last year, saw its gross premiums jump 13% up to $1.1 billion. After-tax operating income was $209 million, or $3.43 a share, versus 20 cents a share for a year earlier. Joe Taranto, chairman and CEO of Everest, said, "We've achieved yet another milestone in our history, with shareholders' equity topping more than $6 billion at the end of the quarter." Everest's worldwide Re premiums increased 12%, and their the premiums from the U.S. markets were up 19%. The company's GAAP loss and combined ratios were 60.2% and 88.7% respectively for the third quarter, compared to 87% and 115% for the third quarter last year. Also joining the hit parade was Aspen Re. They posted a net, actually it's technically Aspen Insurance Holdings, they posted a record net income of $145 million for the third quarter. Its profits rose from $126 million net last year. The jump total, the net investment income jumped 205%, up to $59 million from $18 million for last year. Gross written premiums were up 11%. Their combined ratio for the quarter was 80.3%. So that's very good numbers for them. XL came out with their numbers last night. Here's a photo of Mike McGavick, the CEO. They posted a net loss of $11.5 million for the third quarter, primarily due to about $311 million of realized investment losses. However, the company, which had a loss of over $2.5 billion last year, shows continuing signs of recovery, according to McGavick. McGavick said the results are encouraging. He conceded, though, there were needs for continued improvement. David Duclos, the head of XL's insurance operations, said that the company had received 9 new claims tied to the Bernard Madoff fraud. He added that the company had confidence it has reserves to pay those claims. You may recall that back in July, the company revealed it had received 36 Madoff-related claims. The third quarter net loss of $11.4 million, or 3 cents a share, compares to a loss of $1.65 billion, or over $6 a share for the same period last year. So I suppose they are making some improvements. Just to contrast things, we couldn't resist this one. ExxonMobil, the world's biggest publicly traded oil company, said this morning that its profits fell all the way down 68% in the third quarter They only earned $4.73 billion, or 98 cents a share. That compares to about $15 billion in the period last year. In a press release, the company noted that ongoing global economic recession indicators and reduced demand for gasoline have affected our profits. That means that as the price of gas rises, people buy less of it and their profits go down. More reinsurance and insurance news. Omega Insurance Holdings have seen their shares drop 10% this morning after they announced the sudden departure of John Robinson. Robinson has stepped down from his position as Chief Underwriting Officer with immediate effect. In the London Stock Exchange announcement, the Bermuda-domiciled underwriters said that the co-founder of Lloyd's Syndicate 958, that would be Robinson, would be replaced by Daria Van Aus as Chief Underwriting Officer beginning immediately. Van Aus has already taken the reinsurance reins from Robinson as active underwriter on the syndicate back in September, but that reshuffle was explained as necessary so that Robinson could focus on growth and strategy of the fast expanding company. What happened today was not planned, it seems. Meanwhile, the Bank of America is shutting down its loss-making Lloyd's Syndicate at the end of this year. The vehicle is going to be placed into runoff. The Insurance Insider is reporting this. That would be Pembrey Syndicate 2112. It began operations in February of 2007 as a turnkey operation managed by Spectrum. It had a stamp capacity of 33.5 million pounds and was going to focus on U.S. specialty liability, including builders' comprehensive general liability cover. They had knocked the capacity up to 70 million pounds for the 2008 and 2009 underwriting years. Finally, Hampton Agencies has appointed Ewan Gilmore, pictured here. He's the outgoing Chaucer chief executive. Gilmore is going to become non-executive chairman on the 1st of next year. Mr. Gilmore will replace Nigel Hanbury, who leaves at the end of the year. Ewan is going to leave Chaucer by the end of 2009 after being there for 11 years. Ewan is a well-known name at Lloyd's. He was appointed deputy chairman of Lloyd's, and he's a member of the council at Lloyd's. In 2006, he was named to that. He serves on the Lloyd's Nominations, Appointments, and Compensation Committee and the Audit Committee. The stock market is up about 108 points right now. We'll go to a word from our sponsors.
Every day, the world wakes up and goes to work, pursuing the unique opportunities that lead the global economy forward. The complexity and close connectivity of today's global marketplace is a true modern miracle that can create unparalleled success. But it takes confidence, passion, innovation, and understanding.
Enabling opportunity. Protecting capital.
Engineering innovation.
Investing in your future.
Ensuring continuity.
Finding the right balance.
It takes Aon.
Florida Chief Financial Officer Alex Sink appeared at a very important industry conference in Orlando, Florida yesterday. That would be, of course, the annual meeting of the Property Casualty Insurers Association of America, or the PCI. Ms. Sink appeared and she urged the insurance industry to consider entering Florida's home insurance market. According to a text of her speech, she said that instead of 3 companies with 30% each of the Florida risk pie, doesn't it make more sense to spread that risk among more insurers? She said, I believe that if I were the CEO of a major insurance company, I'd be thinking that way. She noted that Florida has the 9th largest volume of insurance premiums in the world, a larger volume than Texas, Canada, and even China. She also noted that after a fact-finding mission to